situation. I'm also actually not really comfortable using it. I kind of really rather just use the old camcorder like this.
He changed his mind. Good old Richard. Those who follow me already know that 90% of my stuff is done on the GoPro. It's just a convenient, useful little tool. I looked at handhelds and I even tried it on my old Canon, but it was just, got one hand. I need stuff to do with two hands. So anyhow, I watched this video, Richard, and obviously I talked to Richard quite a lot because he lives about 8-9 miles that way. And it got me thinking about my GoPro and the way I do stuff and what I produce and what I'm lacking. And one or two have mentioned in the past or recently even that the sound on these things, even in the case, I mean this is the normal case which has holes in the back. So that's basically to low sound through. I think what Richard was using was, have I got one in there? No. Oh, yeah, it's an old one. One of these cases which basically has solid back. There's no way sound can get in. But sound quality could be improved. So I went shopping on eBay, my new best friend, and according to James May, this is going to be one of the most interesting films I've ever produced, because I'm going to unwrap a parcel. I bought myself a present for the GoPro. Not for that GoPro, because that's my old original Hero, which I've had since 2010, 11, so that's an old camera. But, you know, I still use it a lot, and it's one of those things that if that one gets damaged, it's not the end of the world. I also got this, the Hero 3. I mean, we're up on 7 now. I mean, this is old technology now. But it's still good enough for what I want to do. And I don't want to spend 300 quid on another camera, really. But I thought, how can I upgrade my Hero 3? I thought, well, the picture's pretty good, but what I could do, perhaps, is improve the sound. So I bought this. Obviously I've already unwrapped this once to check the contents, make sure it's all there. So some of it is already kind of pre-assembled. So I've got a new case for the camera, but you will notice solid back. There's a reason for that. It's because the Hero 3, right, I've got to take that side cover off first. The Hero 3 pops in there. Case works the same as every other one. In addition, on my side port, I've got this plug-in and this. Basically, I'm all thumbs today. I've now got an external mic for my GoPro. This is old news to some of you, I'm sure. Some of you already do vlogging and blogging and whatever else, but this is new to me. On top of this, that little jack point would also take, where's my dead cat? It is in the box. I've got a dead cat. This is what fits on top of my big Canon if I should use it. So it's got a hot shoe mount. So this would actually plug in the same thing. Not quite sure how I'm going to mount it yet. I might have to think about that. And I think this is only mono, where I'm presuming we've got right left. This is stereo. So anyway, so I'm going to turn that camera off now and then put this camera on, and we're just going to see if there's any difference. So the buttons on the new case are definitely a bit stiffer. I'm assuming that the build quality is not quite the same as the original GoPro, but so this is my old original camera, the original GoPro Hero, and this thing has done some miles. This has been to Italy and back twice on the side of my helmet on the bike. So if you go right back to my original films, I started doing this because I was a member of a motorcycle group and I did all the films for them, so the 4 County Bikers. Unfortunately, we'll pause there. Hello. 03300417307. You're a... Told him. Where was I? Before I was rudely interrupted. Oh yeah, so this camera has done me proud. I still use it, and like I say, most of the stuff I'm doing is still off this camera because it doesn't matter if it falls off, it gets covered in stuff. But it's starting to show its age. The thing with this new addition to my old Hero 3, and it is still an old camera, is the microphone. So, it's not very windy out there, but I'm hoping that I'm going to cut down A, on the wind noise, and 2, that horrible, irritating, shuffly sound. When I move the camera when I'm holding it on this, all you can hear is and it just, well, I think it ruins the film. So I'm hoping that this is going to improve. I think it cost me 13 quid, which is the case, the adapter and the microphone, something like that, 13 quid off of eBay. So as far as I'm concerned, if it doesn't work, well, a couple of pints of beer has lost me. So right, that's that done. Oh, got another parcel. Hold your excitement. Some of you might recognise this. Some of you have also noted that in the barn I got a nice little Massey Ferguson 165. Not cutting towards myself, just a figment of your imagination. So it's a tractor I acquired a couple of years ago from the widow of a friend, a customer, who had basically promised me I could have the tractor when I got to buy it, so I had to pay for it. So I got first refusal on the tractor. Bought it back, stuck it in the barn, and as yet I haven't done anything with it. There will be some video on that. I will do something with it, I promise, because you know I can't just buy it and leave it in the barn. But last year we were too busy. We were concentrating on getting the land next door, other farm stuff. So a couple of rainy days perhaps, or odds and sods, I'm thinking about putting power steering on it so my daughter Abby can drive it. So that might be a video, because I've never done that before and it'd be interesting. But within a week of bringing it home and parking it in the dry in the barn, one of my guys reversed into it with a transit and broke the headlamp. So I've been on to Agri Parts, £7, something like that, and I've got a new cover. So we will be fitting that. Whether or not I'm going to take you down to show you fitting a thing, because it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 screws. It's not going to be a very exciting video, is it? 6 screws. Well, some of you might find it exciting. So anyway, 2 parcels unwrapped in one video. I don't know how you can contain your excitement. And there's the invoice. I'll have that. Back in there for a minute. So yeah, let's just see where this goes. Right, should we go outside and see if these things stop the wind and stop the noise? Right. Obviously we're back on the original GoPro now, because I can't film this one with this one. So we're going to go outside in a minute and have an experiment. I'm going to wave this thing around and talk into it. We're going to see what the wind noise is like. We're going to see if you can hear the all over the cover. I'm probably even going to deliberately rub the cover a couple of times, and not in a sexual way, you understand, but just to see if there's any feedback through the sound, and just see if my £13 investment was worth the money. Magic. Got the copy appeared from nowhere. So, what were you saying, Richard?
I do different angles and film different things. I can just go in there and I can zoom, and I can zoom in like that really quickly. Look, I can zoom onto that. I can
a bit close.
out. I can zoom right over there. See that lovely tree.
Sycamore.
Zoom out. But also, what I can do, I can see myself filming when I'm using this. The problem with this is the screen's on the back. So when I've got this up... Yeah,
I don't have any screens on the back. Although, this one I can actually, if I want to, operate it from my phone. So if I want to, I can actually watch what this is doing via Bluetooth with the phone. I don't do that because it takes up too much battery. So that's the next parcel I should be unwrapping, because I just bought some spare batteries for it. Right, should we go outside? Well, there's a bit of breeze around. Not much. Don't know if it's a harsh test for the microphone. We'll get out and feel a bit more exposed. No soundtrack today. I let the birds do it for me. Come on. I need to adjust that gate. So it's been all of a week since we've been out on the golf course. We've had some rain. It's wet again. We're going to put a land drain across here, but that's probably going to be later this summer now. We've kind of run out of time for doing stuff. You can see where we came out and slit the ground a while ago, which I'm fairly sure is helping the water drain away quicker. No wind. Okay, so finger test on the case. Can we hear that? I can't hear nothing, but we'll find out on playback. So can we hear the birds over there? Chaffinch, robin, another robin, blue tit. Not that busy yet. So, well, while we're down here, we are planning to let the cattle out in the next few weeks. We've got to let this grass come up a bit more. There's been no artificial fertiliser put on here, no muck put on here, but over the last 20-30 years all this ground has been done, it's just mown, so nothing's actually really been taken out of the ground, it's all been cut and put back in. So we should be reasonably fertile with the ground out here. There should be plenty of food in the soil. The trees are all doing it right anyway. But what we're going to do, because we've had to seed a few of the old bunkers and stuff like that, we filled them in and put grass in it. The grass seed isn't really coming up very well yet, it's too cold. So we're preparing for the cattle to come out, and one of the first jobs, oh thank you Floss, was to cordon off the bits that we've got grass seed on. So we put this electric fence up. The slitter does take a few chunks out. Put the electric fence up so that when the cattle do come out here, they're only going to have that end of the golf course, and that ain't going to happen yet. Just look at the water. I really want this grass to grow. A bit of warmth now. I don't mind the wet. We wanted the wet, but a bit of warmth. So my corner post, same as usual. I put knots in the electric fence on corners. We always put the little slip stick in there so they don't do up so blinking tight you can't undo it, you have to cut it. So put a little stick in your knot, you can always undo it. Just going to see how much water we've got flowing down here. You are not welcome. Oh, I don't want a face full of dog, thank you. Get of it, daft creature. So I think I'm going to be coming back down with a ragwort fork for you. There's no point in just knocking the top out. I want the roots out the bugger as well. I think I dug thousands of ragwort out of here last year. Lots of little baby ones, but a few larger ones too, but thousands. I filled paper bags, feed sacks. I just dinged. I probably filled about 20 bags. So that's moving all right. Much coming out of that one. So there's not a terrific amount coming out of the second smaller pipe. That's a land drain that I put in that runs up that hedge line there. I don't know why the golf course never did it, because all the water that the ditch, the rabbits up there, I bet you can't see them, dogs missed it too, all the water that runs down that ditch there just runs straight out onto the ground here. So this was always wet, but You know, this would have been squelchy last year. It's less squelchy. So the grass seed is just thinking about coming up now. Nothing terribly special, but it needs a bit more time. So there's the water coming down from the neighbour's ditch. I'm picking up. I've got to put some clean stone in there just to finish that off, but that's not the end of the world. Right, best place to watch the water run, down here. That's a few gallons an hour going down there. So later this year, I'm going to beg, borrow, steal, hire a machine either to do it myself, or maybe I'll get a company in, if funds allow. Depends. We're just looking at the potential of maybe buying a bit more land. If that comes off, then the pond project's going to be put back on the slow burner for a while, because I can take a pond at any time. I only get opportunities to buy bits of land, well, sometimes maybe only once in a lifetime. So priorities. So if I buy the land, I'll probably just do a bit more of this myself. Just digging this out and gradually making this a bit bigger. So this is just going to be a duck pond, this bit in here. So a duck pond and a silt trap. The idea is that later on, below this stump, we'll put a berm up in here, and I'm actually going to dig out a half, 3/4 acre pond, lake thing, you know, something I can do a bit of fishing in, or maybe even, you know, rent out a bit of fishing, because it's still quite a popular sport. But we should see. Loads of things I want to do, limited funds. Plenty of grass here. This is looking better. I don't want you. Yeah, that's another victim for the ragwort fork, I think. You digging holes? What was it, a mouse? Come on, leave the mouse alone. So this is a footpath. You probably noticed in the past, sorry, I mow my footpaths. I mow them. It does help keep people on them. One, they know where it is. There's no excuse if I didn't know where the path was. And two, people are inherently lazy. Grass gets more than ankle high. It's hard work to walk through longer grass. So if you've got a nice short path to walk on, it's easy. So same as any other animal, stay on the path. So encourage them or discourage them from wandering around, because we don't like that. So this is one of the bunkers that I filled in, and I've tried to reseed if the bloody rabbits leave it alone. So some of my seed is coming up, but my little bunny friends I think are doing quite a lot of damage out here. Still a bit sparse. I'm not a big fan of chemical weed killers, so I should probably come back down here, not with a knapsack, but you know, with a day, quad bike and a few bags, fork, a spade or whatever else, and I should lift a lot of these. It's a nice job to do out by yourself when you want a bit of peace and quiet from the family or the rat race. So, was it worth 13 quid? This is my Hero 3 Plus back in its original case. This is the new case I just bought, and the microphone and everything else. It has definitely cut down on the noise. You can still hear it, but it's nowhere near as bad. And the wind noise is improved. But I don't know if you've noticed it. I don't know if it's going to come out once I've uploaded this to YouTube. But
there's a hiss on the background from this. Now whether that's because of the stereo or what, I don't know, but I think what's going to happen is I will probably use this on filming stuff outside, and quite likely I will use my original case, which the camera's in now, for inside work, because the microphone, there's no wind, there's no interference, I'm not touching the case or anything else, it's now sat on a tripod. So I think for that type of work I'm just going to go bog standard and outside for this. It's going to be a bit of a learning curve, and obviously I don't really know what it comes out like until I start editing it on here. Windows Movie Maker, by the way, is, if you wonder what I edit this stuff with, it is free download, easy to, really easy to use. I've been using it for 10 years, well, 9 years. So I kind of know. I know there's other programs out there which probably do more stuff, but I'm not Steven Spielberg, and I just want to produce fairly simple stuff. So this literally is me editing the entire film, apart from this space at the bottom here, which is going to have that bit. Thanks, Richard, for agreeing to the cameo. Good job. Don't forget to find the Funky Farmer on YouTube.